This is just a quick intro into my morning. I kind of show you the idyllic parts. You don't see the kids interrupting. You don't see me getting up to stop fighting 80 times during my stretching, which I've started doing recently and I'm pretty happy about because it's something. It's doing something for my body. Hi, welcome to the start of a reading vlog for the Dark Romance Readathon. So it is like 1:30. It's like halfway through the day. This day has been going by so fast. I am currently reading, as my spinner wheel picked it for me, Bitten by Lexi Foss. This is the vampire lichen ruled world where humans are just food and have no rights. And it is so gripping. This series is dark. Like, it's interesting because you have like some people who are some paranormals rather who are sadistic, and sometimes like the decent ones kill them and sometimes they like can't get away with it. But then you also have like the good paranormals, and even like the good paranormals, just like personal space, consent, they're not real high up on the priority list. It's very much still kind of a belief in their superiority. It's just they don't necessarily believe that humans should have no rights, and they just do whatever they want. And caring for them is odd. It's unusual, and they don't really like when when they're having feelings for somebody, especially a puny human. So that just always makes the book's really intense and really gripping because you never know what line is going to be crossed, and there's a lot of terrible things that happen just like society wise. Like, you will literally have humans like dying on the dinner table as food. You will have humans that are killed at the whim of any supernatural. You will have, you know, horrible instances where they were used as an example to keep everybody else in line. Obviously, rape, not a crime. It's prevalent, but because the thing that I like about how it's written is like the worst things are a passing mention. So it is not trauma for trauma's sake. It is not incredibly horrible to read about. It's not like taking you in the scene and just dragging it out for pages and pages. It's like, yeah, I remember like a human being whipped to death before they just ate him. So it will be like a passing mention like that. So as intense as things are, like truly the horrificness of the world isn't so much on page. It's more just a picture that is painted for you. And I think in a way that I want to call it respectful, but it feels odd to call it respectful, but it just is not trauma for trauma's sake, and it's not horror for horror's sake. It is, this is the picture of the world, and here we're going to manage to carve out a place of happiness in it, but like society as a whole is terrible. So this is the friend of the main characters of books 2 and 3. They were all humans, came up together through the university, and they were all trying to, you know, get a good place in society. Some of them did, some of them didn't. Even the ones that did, it didn't work out how they wanted to. She in particular had the worst case scenario where she was sent to the breeding farms for the lichen, so she was just raped constantly because she was not compliant. They marked her for termination, and then like there's no records, but horrific things were done to her. Again, not on page. It's definitely referenced though that she was, you know, raped constantly because that was her purpose in life now. So she escapes that right at the beginning of the book, right? And she runs into this rebel vampire who we saw in the previous book. He just like doesn't like the society and has like had nothing to do with it. And then randomly, like somebody marched across his land, so he like followed them and like killed them, helped kill them. I don't remember who did what, But and then he's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna be the royal now because like you're not putting another idiot up there. So now he's royal. He's dealing with the evil vampiress who claims she's a goddess. It's very interesting because she's like claiming she's a goddess for this society, and all the humans view her as a goddess, and like she rules everything. But like she's not the oldest vampire. She's not the most powerful vampire. In fact, all of our main character vampires specifically have all been like older and more powerful than her, and are like, what's she gonna do? And it's very interesting. They're also the ones that are like planning on overthrowing everything. He is not in on the plans yet, but he personally is just like, this is not how we're gonna do things over here. Like, it's time you were taught a lesson. You are not the supreme being. And it's very interesting. So anyways, he finds her when she escapes breeding farms, and she's like on death's door, so he like feeds her his blood and stuff, and he's like keeping her as his pet, and he's just like, I don't know, there's like a fire under there, under the submissiveness that society has coded her in, because like you submit or you die. So like all humans are submissive. So they've been together for like a month, and he still hasn't slept with her because he wants her to like beg for it. There's been like a lot of oral and hand stuff, and this already, so in the elevator he like lets his best friend like bite her while he like eats her out. So I feel like that counts for whose limb is it. And then he also like on purpose made her spar with him, and like she got him with a knife. It's not really knife play, but like one, they use their fangs a lot, so there's a lot of blood play. And then like technically she did swipe him, so I'm gonna count it. And then also there's a whole lot of choking and slamming against the walls and backing up against the walls and choking and more choking, and there's a lot of that. There's a lot. So anyways, they still haven't slept together. Well, something's going on with her, and so now we have all three main characters from the third book, which were the Lycans. It's the triad, her human best friend who was turned into a Lycan, and the two alphas that he mated, the male alpha and the female alpha. So they're a triad, and they are like about to walk in, and I can't wait. I cannot wait, because she is like not doing well and he's not doing well, and I feel like her best friend from the previous book is gonna storm in and like try to kill him when he sees her, and I'm so ready. These books, they just suck you in. They are just incredibly well done. I can't, like, every book in this series has been a 5-star for me, and every time I pick one up I'm just like, holy crap, this is why I love this so much, because it just like is unput downable. Like, I'd much rather be reading it right now than telling you about it. And it's so much violence and sexy times mixed together. Also, you have these supernaturals who objectively would not be good people, like in our current society. The things that they do would never be okay, but they are the good guys in this society, and it's just very, very, very interesting, and I can't wait to keep reading it. I'm hoping to get done with it before my husband gets home, and we have been doing like Marvel movies with our kids on Friday nights. So we'll be doing that tonight. I'll probably read a little bit during the movie, kind of regardless, but I won't get a lot of reading done like after he gets home. So I'm hoping to finish this book in particular before he gets home, and hopefully start a second one. But it's so good. It's so good. I can't tell you how good they are. I almost feel like they're even better if you don't read them back to back to back, because they are their own vibe. They're like so unique. They're hands down my favorite paranormal series. Hands down. And they're definitely dark, and I love them. So I'm gonna keep reading and hopefully finish this book before my husband gets home. We'll see. Okay, I'm sure you can hear the mower because like my neighbors mow constantly, but I finished Bitten. It was so incredibly good. I honestly cannot wait for the next book to come out at the end of the month. I might read it right away. I kind of like having one of these in my back pocket as always an option to read, because I truly think they're incredible. The immortals are like so sweet to their mates, while also it just being so much tension and like tests and mind games and like, you know, a lot of the tension and fear and stuff comes from the human mates not knowing whether to trust the supernaturals and not knowing whether to believe that everything they'd already said was a lie, things like that. But it's not a whole lot of like the supernaturals being terrible to them. It's very interesting. I highly recommend if it sounds interesting to you at all, like read it. It's sweet and brutal, and it's just a weird combination that I adore. So I finished that. So good. 5 stars all the way. Every book in the series is 5 stars, and I might read Kingly Bitten like as soon as it comes out. I might. So because I read that one by Lexi Foss, you might remember that I had 4 options on my TBR by Lexi Foss, so I took the other 3 off, so I won't be reading her again. And then I also took off Den of Vipers because it's like so freaking long. It's like almost 700 pages. I thought it was only like 500, which was bad enough. But it's like 700 pages and like I don't care. So I just took it off. And then I spun the spinner wheel and I got First Comes Blood, which I had said that I would have like every other option was First Comes Blood, so I'm kind of surprised I didn't get it on the first try, but I definitely didn't think I'd go more than like a couple of spins without getting it. So I got First Comes Blood. Very excited to read it, so it'll take me about 4 hours. It is currently, what freaking time is it? Nobody knows. Oh shoot, it's 4 o'clock. So I will probably start it just so I don't not read for the rest of the day, because I have a habit of doing that. So I'll probably start it and then do like a tiny bit of cleaning and supper before the Marvel movie. I don't know what we're on next. The last one that we watched was the first Avengers, and I forget what my husband said came next, but I'm gonna drink my cold coffee, my Villains Do It Better mug from Cate Robert. I'm gonna start this one. I know that this book hits every single prompt, and the first book, Bitten, hit a lot of the prompts. If you count him like just pinning her wrists with his superior strength, it counts for restrained. It counts for dubious consent. It counts for that one scene with more than one partner. I'm gonna say it counts for the knife and gunplay. Sue me. And it definitely counts for the bodies hitting the wall. And you know what? It totally counts. It totally counts for Burn the World Down, because when I tell you he did not care about other people other than her, she was a game changer. Now he did kind of care about like one other person, but not like in the same way. I'm gonna count it. I'm gonna read First Comes Blood and hit literally all the prompts. If I don't love this book, I will be shocked. If you don't already know, I'm sure you do. It's mafia reverse harem, and every prompt in the readathon we found in it. So I'm anticipating a lot of stuff, and we'll see. I've literally been waiting to read this book for this readathon, so I'm very excited about it. But all right, I will check in with you when I do. Nobody knows. Okay, listen. I'm like 18% through this book, and this is wild. They're all like so bad. And she is like very like naive. Like I don't really like her very much right now, but also like she does not deserve what's happening to her. But I've heard that like there's some definite growth on her part in this first book. She's 17 when the book opens, and there's no underage sexual activity. Though there's definitely stuff. But I've heard that there's like definite growth on her part in this first book, and then I know that there's like 2 more books to come, and I believe that she continues to grow. But these guys, like it's dark. If you don't like to kind of hate the men at the beginning, then it's not for you, because I'm just like, wow, y'all are the worst. You're the worst. I don't know what to tell you. It's very odd. Like none of them are nice to her. They're all like very manipulative. I don't know. It's odd. I gotta go make supper though. So, okay. Sorry if the lighting is weird, but It is after 10. That's my bedtime. I finished First Comes Blood, and I have thoughts, okay? First of all, the twist that happens before the 50% mark, where you get that reveal before the 50%, I guess that right away. Right away, I was like, and I knew. Then it does end on a cliffhanger. I knew that. I definitely have theories. I have a lot of theories, and I feel like I'm right. This book was really dark, okay? And I feel like, okay, there was like a lot of things that they were like doing with her that I was not okay with. And I was just like, can I root for you? And I feel like there's like some things that make it more palatable when you find them out, but like the whole thing's just very messed up. So that's interesting. I have a lot of theories for book 2. A lot of theories. It's just, if you are not okay with any like domestic abuse or dubious consent or like serial killer or death of a loved one, if you're immediately like, no, don't read the book. It's a lot, but it was really good. I give it 4 stars. I'll read the next one for sure. Okay, so I just spun the wheel again, and I got Her Soul to Take by Harley Laroux. This one is one where a cult is... A cult? Yes. I don't know why. For a second there, I couldn't remember if it was called cult or cult. A cult summons a demon, and the demon has a relationship with the virgin sacrifice instead of like working for the cult. The cult. I'm tired. Okay. I'm pretty excited to read this one. I'm worried. I don't know if it's going to be not that dark or like way too dark for me. I feel like it's gonna be one or the other. I think I might start it tonight. I'm gonna get ready for bed, but I might start reading it before I actually go to sleep. We'll see. But that'll basically be my read for tomorrow. So pretty exciting stuff. Not bad for the first day. I've hit all of the prompts, I feel like twice, and I'm starting my 3rd book. So I mean, I think I'm winning. I think that's where we're at. Yeah, all right, this has been great. I'm going to bed. Okay, so it is supper time the Saturday night, okay? I DNF'd Her Soul to Take this morning at like 8%. It's a pretty slow start, and I knew that going in, but I just honestly wasn't in the mood, and so just decided to skip it for now. Basically, I am interested in picking it up another time, maybe for like a demon prompt or whatever, but just not in the mood. Okay, so I got Run Posy Run on the spinner wheel, which is the mafia boss. Her revenge porn is basically sent to him, and he kicks her out. She has to run for her life because he was kind of her protection because of her family having fallen out of grace with the mafia. So she's like, this happened before I ever met you. He doesn't believe her. He kicks her out. She runs. And then he's like a psychopath and like a sociopath. Legitimately, he like does not feel the emotion. He's finding, since he kicked her out, that he's like addicted to her and like her feelings and stuff. It's very interesting, but she has been completely disillusioned by him kicking her out and finding out a couple things. The thing that she was revealed to her at her friend's house, I was like, oh my god, like I would not be into this man at all anymore. Like, you were dead to me, sir. But I thought it was very interesting. Okay, very interesting. Now it's like this cat and mouse game. Like right now he has her back. I don't even know what percent I'm at. I'm very interested. I've been watching so many live shows today instead of reading, but it doesn't matter because I'm very interested. I'm at 42%. And I am fascinated by their dynamic. I don't really know where it's going to go because right now she cannot stand him. And he's just like, wants her to realize that he's a psychopath. He's happy that she is aware of that now, but kind of wants everything else to go back to how it was and doesn't really understand his emotions because he doesn't have any emotions more. He doesn't understand the sensation of wanting her. And also, like, the relationship was not that great. It was very surface level. So she's like, you know, come to some realizations about herself, and she's not a super strong character emotionally, but she is really smart. And yeah, I'm just very interested in it. So because I got Run Posy Run after having already read Promise and Blood, which was another mafia book, I went ahead and took Embrace the Darkness and Accidental Witness off the TBR because they're both mafia and I just don't want that much repetition. So this will be my book definitely for the rest of the day, probably into tomorrow. Sundays usually, like, I film, I usually go to church, depending on COVID levels. So it's just like a busy day. I would say I would not be surprised if I'm still reading Run Posy Run all through tomorrow, especially because I haven't started editing this vlog at all yet, and I really need to do that at some point. Right now, I'm going to go play a game with my husband, either Monopoly Deal or Splendor, whichever one he prefers today, and wait for his supper to finish cooking. So I'm just gonna read Run Posy Run, which is really, really good. I'm definitely glad that I like knew about like the revenge porn and him kicking her out being like the beginning of the book, because I feel like it was really helpful to go into it knowing that context, expecting that. But I'm very, very interested in seeing them possibly actually form a real relationship, especially when he's legitimately a psychopath / sociopath. It's really good. I literally just wanted to show you the full-length version of my dress because I love it, even if it's a beautiful set. Hello. It is Sunday afternoon. I just finished filming my 3 videos for this week's filming session, which will give me 1 extra video, so way back on top, baby. So that's exciting. Last time I talked to you, I was halfway-ish through Run Posy Run by Cate Wells, and I loved it. I loved it so much. It was so great. All of my recommendations from my friends, totally spot on. Listen, just ignore the hair situation that is happening. Like, just ignore it. Just pretend like my bangs aren't sticking straight up on my ponytail. It's fine. Anywho, so interesting. The whole beginning of the book, you know, is her realizing that this relationship was never what she thought it was, and him making the mistake of sending her away and then realizing that he wants her. And then their relationship basically starts anew. So interesting. Loved it. Loved the epilogue. Spoiler, which isn't, I don't think it's really a spoiler, but you might think it's a spoiler, so you can skip if you want. But spoiler, the epilogue has her giving birth. And it was so funny. It was like the funniest part of the book and so realistic. So realistic, let me tell you. I thought it was fantastic. I get really tired of like ridiculous pregnancy and labor in books where it's just like, that's not how it works. Like, that's not how it works. But this one was really accurate and I really liked that. So violent. This is the type of book where if you love when the hero is obsessed with the heroine, even if that maybe doesn't come with the softer aspects of being in love, but like the obsessiveness is good enough for you, then this is a fantastic book. I loved it. I loved where their relationship went. She was very fragile emotionally, which was definitely done on purpose and kind of explained away in the book and played a relevant part in the book. So even though that's not like my favorite, where like the heroine is just like, I can't believe I trusted you. I can't believe I let everybody treat me so badly. And then they did it over and over again. Not my favorite, but done super, super well and made sense for the character, and it was a very funny and accurate and interesting juxtaposition to the hero who genuinely could not feel emotions for people. I loved it. I adored it. It was so good. So then I spun the wheel and I got Priceless by Miranda. This is a new adult college romance, and there's content warning for drugs. So basically she owes her dealer for Adderall. That could be it. Money. And she really doesn't have any money, and he's going to, and the love interest is going to pay her for sex. And she just met a pair of blue eyes. So I think we're about to meet the love interest. I read like 2 pages before going to sleep last night. I stayed up late watching Ashley from Bookish Realm, her 100 times best YA books list reaction. I still didn't make it to the end, but it was like midnight and I was tired and I had finished Run Posy Run, and so I was out. I did read like a page or two of Priceless. This is one that has been raved about by Avita Vice, and I think that this is the one where, yeah, it's dark and yeah, he's paying her for sex and there's like other things going on, but I'm pretty sure that he's like pretty decent to her. So we'll see if I'm right on that, but that's what I'm expecting, because he like tells her that she's priceless and stuff. That all that is in the synopsis, so we'll see. So it's another day. Tomorrow is the last day of the readathon. I do not know if I will check in again today. I really need to get some editing done. I have not edited any of this vlog yet, so I know it's Tuesday's video, and of course I plan on continuing to vlog tomorrow, so we'll see. But I really do need to edit, like, really badly. I've already read like so many more books than I thought I might, so I'm really treating this as like a total success. I'm looking forward to seeing if I like this book or not. So that's it. Second on cough drop. There we be. We'll check in when I have something to say about the book or something. I actually really like this fall scent. It was a nice mix of like spice and apple. Okay, I'm here to close out the vlog. It is Monday. It is, I don't know what time it is, supper time. But I'm gonna go grocery shopping. I just took a shower. I've got lotion all over my face. That's why I'm all shiny and weird. But like, moisturized, that's what it looks like after you do. I don't know. But anywho, I'm gonna go grocery shopping, and then when I get home from grocery shopping, I need to edit the vlog. So we done. Like, I have not read a single page today. I'm not going to. Honestly, the way that my reading works, especially with family and commitments, like, it's just not, I might have a day where I read a lot, which was Friday, right? And I had kind of planned on that, right? I got a ton of stuff done on Thursday so that I could kind of have more reading time on Friday. And of course, it was still interrupted. Kids still need fed, all of that stuff, but you just didn't see it. And so I got a ton of reading done on Friday and a good bit done on Saturday. Honestly, Saturday was a pretty easy day for me as well. I got to kind of just mostly do what I wanted. I mean, I still I fed my family, I cleaned up the dishes, I did all that stuff, but still I got more done. And then yesterday, again, filming day, not as much done. Really didn't read anything, read like 2 pages of Priceless. And then today I haven't had a single page read, which is fine. Like, it was on my list to do, but that's not how the day went. And like, it's unusual to have back-to-back heavy reading days unless I was sick or something, which mostly fine now. So yeah, like, that's just how it's gonna be. So again, quick recap. I did read 3 books. I'm super happy about that. I read Bitten by Lexi Foss, continuing my favorite paranormal series. I read First Comes Blood by Lilith Vincent, which she announced today, actually, that the second book is coming out September 22nd. So I'm excited about that. Really enjoyed that. It was my lowest rating of the books that I finished at 4 stars, so solid win. Ended up DNFing Herschel to take. Absolutely do kind of intend on picking it up at another point. It's just not, like, I'm not gonna do it for the readathon. And then loved Run Posy Run by Cate C. Wells. Legitimate sociopath hero. Really enjoyed that. And then read like 2 pages of Priceless by Miranda Silver, and might DNF for now since the readathon's over. Might continue, honestly not sure. I had a lot of fun. I actually really enjoyed the books that I read. I didn't read anything so dark that I got super burned out, and yeah, I'm just really happy with how I did it. The methodology that I chose. But so again, spinner wheels for TBRs have been working phenomenally for me. I've been picking quite a few more books than I will possibly get to, and just kind of letting the spinner wheel choose for me what I read in what order. And you know, if there's a choice I really don't want, I just don't do it, or I delete it, or I skip it, or whatever. Like, it doesn't have to be the end all be all, and that's been really working for me, with kind of these dedicated reading TBRs. So thanks so much for watching. Honestly, it feels really, really good to be back to filming after that kind of break. I'd say I'm just like really excited to have a video up. So thanks for participating in the readathon. Thanks for watching the vlog. Thanks for having me. Also, I'm wearing my Nerd on a Power Trip shirt, which you probably can't read, but whatevs. And yeah, that's it for me. Thanks. Bye.